dives in, she comes down, she saves me. It took us 3 days to shoot that. She's the only woman I've ever worked with who could argue with you underwater.
Gene Hackman, a legendary actor and a powerful presence in Hollywood, rose to fame with his role in Bonnie and Clyde and won his first Academy Award for The French Connection. However, after retiring, Hackman, at 77, made a shocking revelation that confirmed long-held suspicions.
The two of you bringing something out of your own past.
A lot more than we realized at the time.
But after his confession, an even more mysterious and suspicious truth about him and his wife emerged. What did Hackman reveal, and what startling discovery followed? Join in this video as we take a look into Gene Hackman's revelation. At 77, Gene Hackman finally reveals what we all suspected. At 77, when reflecting on his life and career, Hackman finally admitted what many had suspected all along. His tough, no-nonsense attitude wasn't just an act. It was a survival mechanism. Gene Hackman never fit the mold of a typical leading man, and his path to Hollywood success was anything but easy. His career was shaped by struggle, disappointment, and a deep-seated drive to prove people wrong. That fire started burning early in life, when he suffered a heartbreaking betrayal from his father. After years of treating the family poorly, Hackman's father abandoned them completely when Gene was just 13. Hackman later spoke about the deep hurt and disappointment he felt watching his father casually wave at him from a car before driving away forever. That pain never left him. But instead of letting it destroy him, he used it in his acting. Growing up, Hackman was restless and rebellious. The only thing that brought him joy was watching movies with his mother. Outside of that, life was hard. He often clashed with authority and even got arrested for stealing candy and soda. His frustrations led him to make a drastic decision. At 16, he joined the Marines. But instead of providing structure, the experience was a disaster. Hackman's hot temper and defiant attitude didn't sit well with his commanding officers. Things got even worse when he suffered a serious motorcycle accident in the early 1950s, leaving him with a broken leg and an early discharge from service. By 22, Hackman was out of the Marines and unsure of his future. Then he made a choice that would change his life. He decided to become an actor, but the road to stardom was brutal. Living in New York, he struggled to make ends meet, taking on low-paying, thankless jobs. One of the worst was polishing leather chairs on the night shift in the Chrysler Building. Another humbling moment came in 1955, while he was working as a hotel doorman in Times Square. One of his former Marine instructors walked by, muttering under his breath, "Hackman, you're a sorry son of a..." Just loud enough for him to hear. Instead of breaking him, the insult fueled his determination. He was going to prove everyone wrong. That fire drove Hackman to incredible success, but even at the peak of his career, he never let go of past frustrations. While filming Unforgiven, he starred alongside Richard Harris, a man he had worked with decades earlier in Hawaii, 1966. Hackman remembered Harris, but Harris didn't remember him. That small detail was enough to irritate him. Later, during an intense scene where his character brutally beats Harris's, Hackman tapped into his old resentment, transferring it into his performance. By the time Hackman was approached to play Royal Tenenbaum in The Royal Tenenbaums, he was hesitant. In a candid interview, he admitted that part of his reluctance came from seeing too much of himself in the character, a distant, emotionally detached father. He had treated his ex-wife, Faye Maltese, and their children in a similar cold manner, and he didn't want them to relive that pain on screen. But director Wes Anderson believed another major reason was money. Since the film had a star-studded cast, everyone had to accept lower salaries, something Hackman didn't appreciate. Even after agreeing to the role, Hackman carried resentment onto the set. From the moment he arrived, he had a chip on his shoulder, constantly lashing out at Anderson and belittling him in front of the cast and crew. Angelica Houston later revealed that Hackman once snapped at Anderson, telling him, "Pull up your pants and act like a man." This tension got so bad that another actor had to step in. Hackman also clashed with Houston herself. In one scene, her character had to slap him. She later admitted she might have enjoyed it a little too much. "I hit him a really good one," she recalled. "I saw the imprint of my hand on his cheek and thought, he's going to kill me." Despite the on-set chaos, the Royal Tenenbaums became one of Hackman's most celebrated performances. Few realized at the time that it would also be one of his last. Even in his 70s, Hackman's fiery nature remained. In December 2001, while making the Royal Tenenbaums, he got into a minor traffic accident in West Hollywood. But, in true Gene Hackman fashion, a small fender bender turned into a brawl. Rather than exchanging insurance details, Hackman decided to settle things physically. "He brushed against me and I popped him," Hackman later admitted. Before long, the two men were wrestling on the ground until the police broke them up. His main takeaway? "I got a couple of good shots in." After Gene Hackman retired, he revealed something unexpected. But now an even more shocking truth has come to light. Could this be even more mysterious than his earlier revelation? Keep watching to find out. Gene Hackman and wife found dead under mysterious circumstances. Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman, his wife, and one of their dogs had apparently been dead for some time before a maintenance worker found them at their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Investigators said the bodies were discovered on Wednesday. A maintenance worker arrived at the house for routine work and noticed that the front door was open. When he looked inside, he saw a woman lying on the floor. He immediately called 911, but told the operator that he couldn't enter the house to check if the people inside were breathing. "I have no idea," the subdivision's caretaker said during the call. "I am not inside the house. It's closed. It's locked. I can't go in. But I can see she's laying down on the floor from the window." The worker and a colleague later told authorities that they rarely saw the homeowners and had last interacted with them about 2 weeks ago. Gene Hackman, 95, was found lying in an entryway, while his 65-year-old wife, Betsy Arakawa, was on her right side in the bathroom. A space heater was found near her head and may have tipped over when she collapsed, according to a search warrant affidavit. A deputy at the scene noticed that Hackman appeared to have fallen, with a cane nearby. Authorities also discovered a dead German Shepherd in a bathroom closet near Arakawa. The dog was inside a kennel, according to Santa Fe County Sheriff Adon Mendoza, who spoke at an unrelated press conference on Thursday. 2 other dogs were found alive, one inside the house and one outside. Denise Avila, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office, stated that there were no visible signs of gunshot wounds or injuries that would indicate foul play. However, detectives from the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office wrote in a search warrant affidavit that the circumstances seemed suspicious enough to require a full investigation. After the bodies were discovered, the New Mexico Gas Company checked the gas lines both inside and outside the home. According to the search warrant, no immediate problems were found. The fire department also tested for carbon monoxide, but found no signs of leaks or poisoning. A detective noted that while there were no obvious signs of a gas leak, exposure to gas or carbon monoxide doesn't always leave clear physical symptoms. There was no sign of a struggle, Sheriff Mendoza stated. There was no indication that anything had been stolen from the home or that anything had been disturbed, which would suggest that a crime had taken place. The search warrant affidavit suggests that investigators are considering some kind of gas poisoning as a possible cause of death, but they have not ruled anything out. Loyola Marymount University law professor Laurie Levinson, who is not connected to the case, explained that authorities do not yet have clear proof of homicide but are looking for potential evidence, including blunt objects or weapons. It doesn't also look like some kind of planned self-inflicted deaths, she added. Jeffrey Bellin, a professor at William and Mary Law School, pointed out that the request for a search warrant was somewhat unusual because investigators typically file one when they believe a specific crime has occurred. In this case, no crime was mentioned directly, making the situation even more mysterious. After the mysterious death of Gene Hackman and his wife, what have the authorities revealed? What details have they uncovered? Stay tuned to find out. Authorities investigate suspicious deaths of Gene Hackman and wife. After Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies found the couple and their dog dead at their home in New Mexico on Wednesday, authorities are still looking into the cause. Right now, it is still being called suspicious. More details are coming out, including a search warrant affidavit that says Arakawa's body was partly mummified. Investigators also found multiple dogs alive, and more details will likely be revealed in the coming weeks. A deputy reported that Arakawa's body had started to decompose. Her face was bloated and her hands and feet were mummified. In the search warrant affidavit, Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office Detective Roy Arndt said the couple was found in different rooms of their large Santa Fe home. Hackman had moved there for a quiet life after leaving Hollywood. More information about when they died is also becoming clear. Based on their bodies and other evidence, it looks like they had been dead for several days, maybe even up to a couple of weeks. Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza said on the Today Show Friday. He admitted that figuring out the exact timeline is a challenge, since Hackman and Arakawa were private individuals in a private family. There was no sign that anyone had been walking around the house or doing anything unusual, making it difficult to tell whether the couple died at the same time or separately, Mendoza said. However, he feels pretty confident that there's no foul play, but added the police are not ruling that out. A new document released Friday gave a look at what police found during their search of Hackman's home. Investigators found several medications and medical records. Among them were thyroid medication, diltiazem, which is used to treat high blood pressure and chest pain, and Tylenol. Authorities found the 95-year-old actor in a mudroom near his cane, appearing to have fallen. His wife, Arakawa, 64, was found in an open bathroom near a space heater, according to the warrant. A prescription bottle was open, and pills were scattered on the countertop nearby, the document states. Mendoza told Today that the pills were very important evidence at the scene, but toxicology results could take 3 months or longer. Investigators said the scene was suspicious enough to require deep search and investigation. Several things stood out, including the front door being open and unlocked, a healthy dog running loose outside, and another healthy dog found near Arakawa, along with a dead dog and a moved heater. Police also noted an open pill bottle and scattered prescription pills next to Arakawa. There were no clear signs of a gas leak, and Hackman was in a different room from his wife. A 911 call recording obtained by TMZ and Storyful revealed that an unidentified caller was working with police to send authorities to Hackman and Arakawa's home. The caller, who said they were the caretaker of the subdivision where the couple lived, could not tell police their ages or genders. After the heartbreaking event at the Hackman residence, what have his family members said? Stay tuned to find out. Gene Hackman's daughter speaks about his final months. Leslie Ann Hackman, the youngest daughter of Gene Hackman, recently spoke about her father's health in the months leading up to his passing. On Thursday, the 58-year-old shared that she had not spoken to her father or her stepmother, Betsy Arakawa, for a couple of months before their deaths. However, she reassured that the unforgiven star had been in very good physical condition right up until the end. In an interview with the Daily Mail, Leslie expressed that she and her family are still coming to terms with the loss and are waiting for updates regarding the cause of death for both Hackman and Arakawa. Describing her bond with her father as close, Leslie emphasized that there had been no warning signs of any health issues leading up to his passing. Even though he was older, he was in great shape, she said, noting that the French Connection star had not undergone any major surgeries in the months prior. He loved doing Pilates and yoga, and he was still practicing both several times a week, Leslie revealed. So he was in good health, she added, while also acknowledging that his passing, while deeply sad, was not terribly shocking given his age of 95. Leslie explained that she had not seen her father or Betsy in a few months due to living in California, hundreds of miles away from their home in New Mexico. We were very close, Leslie said, but admitted, I hadn't spoken to them for a couple of months, but everything seemed normal and fine. Reflecting on her father's relationship with Betsy, Leslie described their marriage as wonderful and credited her stepmother for playing a significant role in Gene's longevity. Betsy took incredible care of him and was always looking out for his health, Leslie said. I am so grateful to her for that, and I am heartbroken over her passing as well. Leslie shared that she plans to travel to New Mexico after speaking with the Santa Fe police. We need to wait for more information from the police, she explained. We weren't expecting to have to make this trip or go through their home so soon. The daughter of the birdcage star continued. We have a lot to take care of, but yes, we will be heading to New Mexico. Earlier on Thursday, Leslie, her sister Elizabeth, and Hackman's granddaughter Annie released a statement to the Post, confirming the heartbreaking news. It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of our father, Gene Hackman, and his beloved wife, Betsy, they wrote. He was admired and loved by millions across the world for his remarkable acting career, but to us, he was simply Dad and Grandpa. The statement continued. We will miss him deeply and are devastated by this tremendous loss. Before the tragic event, what was Gene Hackman's journey like, and what led to his fame? Keep watching to find out. Gene Hackman's rise from struggles to stardom. In 1956, Gene Hackman decided to pursue acting and joined the Pasadena Playhouse in California. There, he became friends with Dustin Hoffman. Their classmates saw them as outsiders and even voted them least likely to succeed. Hackman received the lowest score ever given at the Playhouse. Determined to prove everyone wrong, he moved to New York City. A Vanity Fair article later described Hackman, Hoffman, and Robert Duvall as struggling actors who were close friends, often sharing apartments in different combinations during the 1960s. To pay his bills between acting jobs, Hackman worked at a Howard Johnson's restaurant. One day, he ran into a former teacher from the Pasadena Playhouse who told him that his job proved he wouldn't amount to anything. A Marine officer who saw him working as a doorman also insulted him. These remarks only fueled Hackman's determination. He later said that he refused to let others bring him down and was willing to do whatever it took to get a role. Hackman started landing small roles in movies and television. He appeared in Mad Dog Call and shows like Route 66, Naked City, The Defenders, and Brenner. He also performed in off-Broadway plays, starting with The Saintliness of Marjorie Kempe in 1959. He made his Broadway debut in Children from Their Games in 1963, though it had a short run. However, his role in Any Wednesday in 1964 was a success. This led to his first credited film role in Lilith, starring Gene Seberg and Warren Beatty. Hackman's breakthrough came with I Never Sang for My Father, 1970, which earned him an Academy Award nomination. He then starred in Doctor's Wives and The Hunting Party. His major success came when he won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as Detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, 1971. After this, Hackman became one of the busiest actors in Hollywood, starring in 10 films over the next 3 years. He appeared in The Poseidon Adventure, Prime Cut, and Scarecrow, which won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. He also starred in The Conversation, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, which received multiple Oscar nominations. That same year, he played a comedic role in Young Frankenstein. Other films during this time included Night Moves and Zandy's Bride. Hackman continued with roles in Bite the Bullet, French Connection 2, and Lucky Lady. He played a Polish general in A Bridge Too Far and starred in March or Die. His versatility showed when he played the villain Lex Luthor in Superman, the movie, 1978, a role he reprised in its sequels. In 2003, Hackman starred in Runaway Jury, acting alongside Dustin Hoffman for the first time. His final film role was in Welcome to Mooseport in 2004. That same year, he received the Cecil B. DeMille Award for his contributions to entertainment. In a rare interview, he admitted he had no new film projects and later confirmed his retirement. Hackman narrated documentaries and made his final television appearance in 2008. In 2009, he revealed that health concerns led to his retirement. Though he briefly returned to narrate Marine Corps documentaries, he has since stayed out of the spotlight. What are your thoughts on Gene Hackman's revelation before his tragic event? Do you think the truth about what happened will ever come to light? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.